What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the lives and all that. Got a couple topics lined up for y'all today. We back. We back. I told y'all, lives are back in full effect. The uploads is only gonna hit the channel for like real quick one-off topics or like the RBE classic moment clips and all that. But we are now back in full swing when it comes to live videos. In the afternoons on both channels, the Sorry is True channel as well as the RBE channel. So make sure y'all keep an eye out anywhere in between, like let's say 4:30, 5 o'clock, all the way through like let's say 7ish. Those are gonna be like the live time windows on both channels, okay? And already just that fast, we're rotating back and forth. Yesterday we did a live and we were covering all of our Sorry is True topics and updates, paperwork reads, Big U, Lil Durk paperwork and all that. And today we right back on the RBE channel. I'm trying to go back and forth. We don't have enough time to cover both channels on the same day. So I think that's going to work for us. So we see how things go. So I appreciate y'all. Spread the word. We back. We back live. Today, I'm probably going to kick things off with a loaded Lux topic. First, I'm going to start before that. I'm going to tie it in with the biggest battles that are left, a post that came from Facebook. I'm going to bring that up. We're going to chop that fable, and that's going to lead us into a small loaded Lux topic, okay? After that, y'all see Tsu Surf in the title and the thumbnail, right? What's this clip that somebody allegedly put out, talking about their beef and an alleged situation or incident between these two guys, right? I got a take on that you guys may not expect, but we'll get there when we get there. What do we got after that? What do we got after that? I thought I had I do. I got it up here. I got a clip of Smack talking about what he owes to battlers in the form of dependence. Y'all gonna see whether I agree, disagree. We'll see what the take is when we get there. I'm gonna play that live with y'all, of course. ASAP Rocky doing an interview talking about his back and forth with Drake. I figured that was tied to music a little bit, right? Only because it's spinning off of the whole, you know what I'm saying? The Iceman album and Drake's album, big hit this year. It's one of the most discussed and listened to albums of the year. So ASAP did an interview, kind of like, rebuttaling and answering, and the whole Rihanna being in the mix between these two guys and all this time and all that. So we'll touch on that. We'll play the clip from his interview too. What else do we got? What else do we got? We got Rick Ross responding to 50 Cent about his album sales. Tell y'all if I feel like Rick Ross is capping or if he actually did took a loss or if he actually is winning out there when it comes to music. I think he's winning in a lot of areas of life, but music is a whole different discussion. 50 Cent and Rick Ross is they got this forever until one of them goes. And then you know what? To be honest, I really can see like the other person still finding a way to take shots at the other one, even when one of them pass away. God forbid. That's how those two guys are. So nothing new. Quick topic, real fast update. That's gonna be regards to Pooh Shiesty. And I got Dark Low in the title. I want to bring up Dark Low, something new from him, and I want to compare him to something old, and I want to ask y'all a question around the effects of his paperwork that came out. This isn't going to be a criminal based topic around Dark Low. It's going to stick to the music for the most part, but we'll get there. And then last but not least, I'm going to play a song for y'all just to see if y'all are in the loop. It's one of the craziest, rapidy rap tracks that I've listened to over the last couple weeks. I got it in high rotation. I'm going to play with y'all at the end. And remember, when we play music in our streams, people, you have to be here on the live because if we ever play something and then the stream goes off and we close out for the day and then I look up at the channel and we got a copyright strike, I'm cutting it out. You know what I'm saying? We're not even dealing with the copyright BS on YouTube with the videos, anything like that. But I do love doing music reactions for y'all. So you gotta be here on the lives to catch the full clips when it comes to the music reactions. I don't want y'all to miss anything. So all right, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that track at the end too. Y'all ready? Rappity rap. Sometimes they say lyrical miracle, right? Rappity rap. So that means that it's gonna be a fast paced delivery, right? But I'll play it for y'all. I'll play it for y'all. We get there. So don't dare miss a live. Try not to. I'll try not to as well. How's that to be fair? All right, highly favored. Shout out to everybody that's coming in the building too. Real quick, I see that we got KX. Why not? shot over a gift of a membership out there. We got to get those rolling again. When we was in full every morning Sorry True podcast mode, the people that were giving out the gifts in the morning and all the memberships joining, it was beautiful to see that camaraderie of, pretty much in our own little community. And we right back to that. Okay. We right back to that. So thank you, KX. I appreciate you. And listening to you tried it while y'all at it too. Hit that like button on the way in. All right, let's get started. Let's get started. Let's get started. Because we got a bunch of things to cover as y'all just seen. All right, we're gonna start right here. Biggest battles that's left. And I'm gonna take the smaller screen for this. Later on, when we do like paperwork reads and all that, I'm gonna ask y'all for y'all feedback of which views they all like better, depending on what we covering. Oh, look, I even updated that logo at the top. Sorry, it's true, so that is 3 lines like Rare BD&T. In case anybody caught that. But all right, are these the biggest joints that's left? The battles the culture still needs. Loaded Lux versus Daylight is at the very, very top. And this is what's going to prompt me to get into the brief Loaded Lux topic after this, with him singling him out. To see him at the top of this, I feel like that's intentional. I know somebody can create a list like this and say in no particular order. But when I see Loaded Lux versus Daylight, if I had to say what is the longest running mega match that fans have been requesting and still are pretty much invested in all the way up into today. And I think of this whole list, if I had to say, what have y'all been the most invested in for the longest amount of time? It's Loaded Lux and Daylight, in my opinion. It really is. I said before, and I stand on it, that I think from a financial return, as well as an overall hip hop, because that battle goes outside of battle rap, but overall hip hop impact, it's not at its peak. We know with the timing, we went through the culture. We was there when the timing of that just seemed to be like, yo, if this happens right now, the world is gonna stop. I still think that they can garner a shitload of attention. What hip hop head won't stop what they're doing to watch Loaded Lux versus Daylight, even if they don't catch the live pay-per-view? When the YouTube battle drop, and that's probably one that is just, it's just so much rewind and find, there's more to find. There you go, Lux. People will play that for just years and years and years and years to come, because you could see those two guys outside of one or two obvious angles. Like one angle that Lux would probably try to bring is that Daylight mimicked him in certain respects, right? But outside of the angles, that they would actually go to their pen and pad with the thought in mind, I have to be a better lyricist than this guy, because that's pretty much the crux of this matchup. Who's the better lyricist, the better pen? So what those two guys would do with that, oh man, we're doing it right now. We're cooking it up a little bit right now. All right. Don't worry, y'all. I don't got a book to know. I'm not trying to like slide this in. No, it ain't that. But Lux and Daylight, the longest running probably matchup yet to happen that we are still invested in. Then you got number 2 on the list, or the second one on the list, Loaded Lux versus Hitman. We're not going to have short memories about that matchup right there. What those two guys drummed up with the back and forth that they just did on beat. Now, remember, even before then, they've crossed paths in a way where the culture was just like, yo, what are we doing? This is now the third time, right? The first time was pretty much just battle related, right? This was after Holla was coming off of the stage versus Cal, right? Or was it? No, it was after. I'm tripping. It was after Max Out 3. It was after the Ill Will battle, before Loaded Lux and Rum Nitty got locked in, right? These guys were kind of shooting at each other. I think there was a couple spaces. You don't even see Lux do too much outside. I think he did a space. He was on Twitter. He was active. There was kind of, like right there. All we needed was somebody to book it. That's all we really needed, or somebody to really press Holla, because even Holla was kind of like fresh off of his Ill Will battle. It was just like, yo, if the fans is acting like they're not hype about it right now, I'll see the Twitter post, I'll fall back. He gets like that sometimes. But Lux was pressing. He was just like, yo, if we're going to do it, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Second occurrence between these guys, the watch party, right? They had a discrepancy over that. That became public. That was discussed. It was even referenced in Loaded Lux's No Name track. Next watch party we gonna do is your funeral. Oh, mean closer to his track. Mean closer. And now here we are again. The battle on beats between those two guys. All right. The overly loaded, the second track that Holla dropped, and the no name, as well as the what was the first one? Audio only. That Lux did. The funny one with the chorus and everything was in the car with Mook and all that. But this battle deserves to be in one of the top spots. It's God tier on God tier. All right. Mook and Tsu Surf, God tier on God tier. Now that one has been up and down for a long time. Like when we booked, I told some of the story of when we set up and we announced Mook and Verb. One of the narratives that we created behind the scenes is that Verb beat the guys that the culture was requesting when they was kind of like giving backlash to the matchup because Verb was coming off of losing to Pat Stay and kind of was like in kind of pay Verb mode. You know what I'm saying? Like Verb wasn't on 10 around that period. So we were getting backlash. But Surf versus Mook has been talked about for a very, very long time. All right. Mook versus Nitty, I could replace that. I could replace Mook versus. I would rather see a Lux versus a JC or a Lux versus a B Dot before you gave me a Mook versus a Nitty. I don't really. I'm not big on that. Like if it happens, I'm supporting it. I'm paying for it. I'm watching it, but I'm not putting it on this list. Okay, Mook and Nitty. There's just nothing to it that really. And the same thing goes for Nitty and Easy. There's nothing to those two matchups that makes me say like, ooh, because everything else before then so far has real history and storylines to it. Easy and Arsenal, I like. I like that much better than the last two mentions. I think that's a dangerous battle for Easy because this is the king of disrespect, and I could just see Arsenal just going to hell and back within his rounds. The type of shit that he would say to Easy, and then what you're gonna drop that and let that do a lot of views on YouTube. Like somebody like Arsenal will try to stain Easy forever, you know. So Mook and Easy, I've always liked. Actually, like Easy versus Arsenal more than Mook versus Easy. That's just me. I feel like they've already had their little back and forth, like Easy and Arsenal. Okay, Easy and Tay Rock, that one's high up on the list. Don't know if it'll happen. Tay Rock said he's never doing a battle, right? I don't know. I think he said different things at different times. So let's leave the door open. All right, but that's one of the bigger ones. DNA versus Loaded Lux. And DNA is a guy that I think deserves like a top, like a god tier battle, like a Mook or Loaded Lux. I forget if that's what started that matchup, but I'm always in support of that matchup. DNA versus Loaded Lux. I think it would, and they had their back and forth. Even that was addressed when Loaded Lux dropped his God track, right? A God track. One of the people he was addressing was DNA. That was talking, publicly in interviews, calling out Loaded Lux and stuff. That's just one that nobody ever put together. All right. Easy versus Surf. I like Easy versus Surf anywhere from the mid range of this list if Easy versus Rock happens, and especially if Easy versus Rock happens and Easy either wins or it's a debatable. That's when I like Easy versus Surf. Like I don't want to see Easy versus Surf if Easy versus Rock didn't happen yet. And when I say I don't want to see, I'm meaning like if it was my choice of the ordering of things. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna click play on all of these battles if they happen, of course, right? Surf and A Ward, I put behind the other Easy battles. But A Ward is a top tier. Why is that a question online? A Ward is an all-time GOAT, greatest of all time. Yes, he is. He's an all-time great. His legacy is already stamped and sealed. It's not a who deserves who as far as A Ward and Easy to block captain. There's certain people that would rather have A Ward's career than Easy to block captain's career, and maybe even in reverse. No problem. Both of those guys have had great careers so far from getting on stage and having their resume set and their legacy set as battle rappers. So it's a great matchup. And I know those guys genuinely don't like each other. I put a clip in my 20v1 video. I think of before Easy started complaining to Quarter Lab that when Easy was calling him like a dick sucker and shit, like he throws that word around a little bit, them words around a little bit too much for a grown ass man. But they got real animosity. I think it's been in the past more on Easy side, but I think it's battle rap shit, so no big deal. Surf versus A Ward to me came up for the first time that I paid attention to it when Surf did his space. I don't have any storyline for that matchup. I'll click play, but I'm not. There's a lot of battles I'd like to see for both of those guys, but I mean, I don't know where that matchup comes from. And then last but not least, Mook versus Briz. As far as this list, um, that definitely deserves to be higher on the list. But it's one of those ones where it's been tainted a lot. You know, the time passing and it's been tainted a lot. You know what I'm saying? If we can get shout out to Briz, if we can get a Briz return, I'm for it. Period. It don't even gotta be Mook, but that's the biggest battle for Briz, and it's one of the biggest battles for Mook too. Is it the like it's top three biggest battles for Mook? Briz, Hitman rematch, nah. Surf. I don't know. I see Mook clips talking about battling JC and all that. To me, some of that comes from the game getting older and the game continuing to open up further. You know, you're going to continue to see a lot of the legends and some of the god tiers that want to remain active year to year. They're going to have no choice but to continue to expand out. And some of these matchups are not going to be the ones that everybody is asking for. It's going to be like, where did that come from? It's like, but yeah, who knows? You just get a Murder Mook versus a JC announcement. Some sponsor or some league comes along and offers it. They'll sign the contract more than likely. That's you hear the way Mook is talking. You know, JC would take. As a matter of fact, I seen JC respond to that. So you're gonna see more of that over the next 3 to 5 years, I believe, for any of the top tiers and god tiers that remain active. The game is gonna open up that much more for them. It's just like, hey, let's take what's available or take what I think could be cool, or just take people that haven't battled before. You know, I don't see some of these guys talking retirement. You know, I think they just want to battle into their 50s. Like fuck it. And shout out to them, man. I'm a click play and I'm a support 100%. But what battles before I move on to the Loaded Luck spinoff? What battles deserve to be on this list right here? Let me go. Let me go small screen on y'all again real quick. Once again, I like Lux versus JC still. I like Lux versus B Dot as one of my favorite potential matchups ever that has yet to happen. What else is missing? Yeah, I'm gonna look at the chat too. Okay, I see Jazz versus Farrah, Jazz versus Hustle, absolute. Jazz versus Misfit, right? We want to see Jazz and Fit. We don't got that. Okay, Goods and Surf, absolutely. Now that you brought up Goods' name, you're reminding me to say Goods and Big K. Some people will still say Big K and Av. Been tainted a little bit, but Big K and Av, but definitely Big K and Goods. Those two guys definitely don't like each other. I would love to see that grudge match. Shine and Twerk, maybe. Um, what else we got out there? What else that really would make a lot of noise? A lot of noise. Mook and Cassidy. How about I see you are not. How about Cassidy and Rex? Cassidy and Rex to me is bigger than Mook versus Cass. Well, I mean, the two names of Mook and Cass will go all over the place, but I think people would prefer the grudge and the back and forth and the face off and the shit talking of Rex and Cass a little bit more from a promotional standpoint and an impact standpoint. You know, what else do we got? What else do we got? Are there any other ones? Are there any other ones? Um, does anybody still want to see Calico and T Top because of the brawl? Um, is that all of them? I think we might have got all of them. Do we? Surfing Cast? Nah. Holly, nah. I'm cool on that one. I said Twerk and Shine, right? Wait. Twerk and Shine battled already. Wait. So which one am I talking about? That Shine is always be like maybe, maybe not. Which the ones for Shine? There's some matchups that people are asking for Shine to do. Daylight and Shine is lingering a little bit, right? I'm going blank. That might be everything. That might be everything. Mook and Hollow would have happened, but there was some interference. Allegedly. Allegedly. Um, Conceded returns. Speaking of return, yeah, shout out to Khan, shout out to Nitty. Conceded versus Nitty is like a battle rap legacy type of thing. Punches, original punches, and all that. But or the original versus the more a new era puncher. But speaking of returns, I'd like to see a big math matchup. Maybe math versus surf. Yeah, that's another one for surf. I'd like to see a big math return matchup. Other than that, we might have hit them all. We might have hit them all. Mick versus Nitty, great battle, but not like on this type of list type of shit. Math versus Mook is one of those always ones. I just don't want to see these guys in their late 40s or 50s, Math and Mook rapping to each other about their incident and the pistol whip or whatever. Like, there's a certain, it's like too old now to hear this shit. Like, the Surf and Mook was already on the list. It's on the list in front of us. Mills and Goods. I like that if Mills reactivates, gets on a run again, and Sirius Jones and Surf is definitely a grudge match. Absolutely a grudge match. How about Danny? Nobody's mentioned Danny. Danny and Lux, right? Danny and Surf. Little history there. All right. All right, we'll leave it alone. I think I got all of them. But speaking of Lux, see the reason why I think that list brought me into the thought about Lux is because Lux had those top two slots. He had the longest running requested mega match, him versus Daylight to me. And he's got a bunch of other ones that we're talking about, right? So it made me shout out to Black. Shout out to Jay Black, man. It made me pull up, and everybody behind Rap Verdict. It made me pull up rapverdict.com. Have y'all been to this site yet? It's such a dope site. And all I did was I went into the search and I typed in Loaded Lux. So I typed in Loaded Lux, and he's got 38.6 million views total. He's been on 5 different leagues. And some of us don't realize this. He's only got 17, at least as per this site, documented battles. Now, when I say documented, of course, we're talking about like, I guess, on camera type of shit, right? Do y'all realize that Loaded Lux has the legacy that he has, and he's got 17 battles being tracked. That's it. Look at his accolades. In 2025, he was the 8th spot for most views in the UK. So 2025, he has Nitty battle last year, right? So that's probably one thing that propelled that. In 2022, he came in the 4th spot for most views in the US. That could have been a 2-on-2 year or something. I forget. Also, he landed in the 4th spot for most views worldwide, English. 2015, most views in the US overall. 4th for most views worldwide in 2015. So this shows how strong he's been even in the early years. 2012, 8th spot, most views in 2012. In 2009, he was considered 5th for undefeated and 10th for longest win streak. This is how long, from a documentation and an accolade standpoint, this man has been at the top of the game. Now, if we look at the battles, all right, almost a year ago versus Twerk, most of us have him winning that battle. Him versus Nitty, battle of the year, classic, debatable. Him versus Gotti, Gotti got him. Gotti definitely got him. Him versus Surf, to the point where we're talking about a Loaded Lux versus a Tsu Surf rematch. Why? Loaded Lux cleared this. Super cleared this. 2-on-2, epic performance versus Tay Rock and Chess. Epic performance. Averb, it could be considered a classic exchange. I got it as a debatable battle, I think. I think I do. Y'all want to, hold on, let me take the big screen. Y'all want me to come clean about something? Remember, this battle got booked spinning out of allegedly all the bullshit of and the drama and the fuck shit tied to Verb versus Ian Solomon, right? Because Verb did what he did when him and Lux got announced. At some point, I text Lux. I was just like, "You see this shit, right?" I remember Lux text me something back like, "I see everything, beloved." And so when I watched that battle live on pay-per-view, I was just waiting. I was like, I know Lux ain't gonna let Verb slide with this fuck shit he just did. And sure enough, in the 3rd round, it comes up. I was like, yeah, get that nigga, man. Like he don't deserve what he just did. He pulled some bullshit. But anyway, yeah, shout out to Beloved on that. I'm not saying he did it. He didn't do it for me. He did it because he's just addressing Verb for being Verb pretty much in that moment. You know what I'm saying? But I think that can be considered a classic battle. And it's debatable. Lux versus Arsenal. I always had Arsenal taking that matchup. Lux versus Charlie Clips. I don't remember why I have winning that, but that's that paperwork third round. Epic battle, epic moment. 9 point. It's almost diamond. 9.3 million views. It's almost diamond. Both of his Murder Mook battles, people give to Mook. The Hollow battle, an all-time battle rap classic. Shout out to you, Dub, for giving us one of the greatest matchups and battles ever. Shout out to you, Dub, the high stakes card. I was in the building for that. I had to see that shit live. That's one of those events that I went to when it was like a zoo to get in, where it's just like people are fussing and fighting to get into the door. You know, and they're holding people up outside, and there's a line down the block and all this. That's one of those events that did that. You know, but his battle versus Calico, one of the greatest battle rap moments and performances ever. You're gonna get this work went worldwide. Okay, I don't know this D battle unless I see it. I don't. It's not hitting my memory. Same thing with Precise. We already mentioned the Moot. Same thing with Mike Luch, J Biz, and Ceslo. I don't remember. Those are all 106 in Park, with the exception of D. Yeah, I don't remember all of Loaded Lux's 106 in Park shit, to be honest. I don't even think that I knew Loaded Lux's name at that time when he was on 106 in Park. When I was tuning into 106 in Park, the names that I probably was paying the most attention to was people like Jin, I think. Like before Lux and Mook and that era of Lions Den, and I mean you still had Grind Time, of course, going crazy. But before that, like some of the battle rappers, especially from that DVD wave that I'm paying attention to a lot, or maybe the most, is like the Jins and the Shells and people like that, you know? So I didn't pay too much attention to Loaded Lux on 106 in Park. But last but not least, I think it's very, very tough to take Loaded Lux off of Mount Rushmore, considering just his legacy, his impact, and what that man has done. And fast forward all these years, he still has high demand and one of the most long-running demanded matchups that's God tier level still. That's incredible. So you got to give Loaded Lux his flowers on this one, okay? That's what I wanted to do with that moment right there. You got to give that man his flowers. All right, next up, we got Tsu Surf. Let me change my view because I don't want to put this video on the screen, but I want to see if y'all can still at least hear the audio. Let me try something real quick. Let me try something. I just said I didn't. I had a different view, man. But as soon as you share it, it took over a view. All right. If I play this video in the background, let me know in the chat if y'all can hear the audio.
Whoops, good. Your boy Black Magician. Hey, check this out.
Can y'all hear it?
This y'all favorite.
Can y'all hear the audio? Did y'all just hear the audio? The reason why I only want to play the audio, I'm not big on the video, is because YouTube's not even they're not that good with joints. You know what I'm saying? All right, thank you. You tried it. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, they're not too big on joints on camera. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not. Even like the thank you everybody. Even the gun world. You know, people that review guns, they go to shooting ranges and all that. Some of those videos over the years on YouTube have been that whole arena on YouTube has been greatly affected. You know, and then on top of that, I just didn't like the look of this, but I'll tell you why I got the take and why I don't like this. Let me play the audio for y'all, right? Since y'all say y'all can hear it.
Battle rapper, Tsu Surf by John Cox. You feel what I'm saying? On this day, if y'all read the discovery, right? It tells you that he pulls up on somebody in East Orange or Melmore Gardens. That was me. You feel me? The funny thing about this was, right? The man ain't really threatening. He was rapping. He pulls up. I'm on the gate. I'm posting. He pulls up. He like, double O. I look. I zoomed in. I'm slow. I'm I'm amazed, shocked, you feel what I'm saying? Surprised all at the same time.
Yeah, they
I zoom in, I seen that chunky ass thing. I said, oh, yeah. He like, double, you's a bitch. I caught you slipping on 6-0. You lucky my little brother in the back seat. I would have got the chip in this shit. I
yeah,
said,
they
oh, this nigga rapping, cuz. I'm not scared, man. You feel me? There's no need to be scared. Because I'm on the driver's side. You feel what I'm saying? On the street. He's a passenger. If he gonna let off, he would have knocked the driver's shit off. Wasn't working.
yeah,
But
they
what fucks me up is he was recording the whole time. And then shared the recording with homies. This what got him jammed up. This what the feds used to get him to cop out to them pleas that led to getting Big U. Had this nigga by the nuts,
yeah,
cuz.
they too.
They had him by the nuts. Anybody needed to tell on him? This right here would have got him 10 years, trickle out, by itself. But I ain't gonna believe me. Stay tuned. Because all the homies is signing affidavits.
Yeah, they too.
And Big Free trying to motherfucking take his plea back.
All right. Now, let me tell y'all the reason why I was saying I don't like that video. Respect to the guy, the gentleman that's in the video. The timing is extremely obvious, right? Here's Tsu Surf coming home. Here's Tsu Surf remaining quiet for like a good 2 months or whatever, does his space, and then he gets like real Twitter restrictive and tries to remain shadowy and exclusive, which was a good approach. Then slowly but surely, and then finally the summer jam thing, and then now music, and now interviews. And you get into July and August, and Surf is like he's doing his own return home rollout of himself. And it's so far, he's orchestrating it in a way where he's getting he put up the screenshot of like the 10 million visits or views or whatever on his Twitter in the month of July or something like that. He's given himself a tactical rollout to what he's trying to give to a hopeful, supportive fan base. And I think he's doing a good job so far. But now that he's probably the most notable since he's come home, right? The timing of this. As soon as the Summer Jam clips and all that go up, and that now it's just like, hey, by the way, I want you guys to know that paperwork that was already out 3 years ago. I'm the person that's in this particular. I just don't understand what dude's ambition was for doing this video of saying I'm the guy whose life was threatened. I don't understand that. Now, being that we played the audio, of course, and for anybody that sees the alleged picture of what's being referenced, of course, Tsu Surf is totally in the wrong there. You know what I'm saying? Because street shit is street shit. But to be recording things or being on live or whatever, I mean, we understand that there's a lot of official, some of the wildest niggas in the streets that they get all types of active wild shit, and they got it on Instagram Live and some Snap Dog shooting on live and pulling up on each other. Think of that clip right there that the dude is explaining makes me think about visualizations of like Little Reese and JoJo. Joe. I'm talking Chicago shit. JoJo, that the young kid that got killed. Remember they drove past. Yo, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. Or that. You know what I'm saying? That's what. And sure enough, they were recording. So that's the place where, of course, you don't let Surf off the hook. But here's where I throw Surf back some leeway. You gotta say that that's a younger Surf that can look in the mirror and realize how stupid that was, and has grown past stuff like that. There's no way Surf's mentality today could look at that video and clout it and just be like, yeah, how I give it up. He's got to look at that and feel like, damn, that was one of the stupidest moments I've had, and shit like that is all the way in my past. So if Surf has the right mentality about that, which I'm sure he does, I continue to look at the other dude. I'm just like, what's your ambition for that? Like, what were you looking to accomplish with that by putting that out? Because the music industry, let's be real, is also an extremely, extremely ignorant place as far as what's sold to a listening public. Murder, death, kill. We're playing Rick Ross talking about I dropped a Molly in a drink and I took her home and I had fun with that. She ain't even know it. And niggas is in the club singing along to them type lyrics. It's one of the most ignorant spaces in human history. The music industry. Sorry, it's true. Right? So, in such an ignorant place where these record labels, they go past, if you got shot before 50 Cent, come with, if you killed people, if you got a story of coming out of prison or whatever, sign my contract. And they go a step past that and make you sign a fucking life insurance policy. If he happens to die, we're going to cash in on that too because we know we signing an active street, nigga. That's what we want to sell. What you mean? You want to do a song talking about you left all that behind you? Not on my label. This is the reality of this shit, right? The reality of this shit. So said that's the cesspool where you actually give credibility to Tsu Surf's story and sellability when he's talking or rapping about street shit. That's what you like Tsu Surf would make a big mistake to somebody like me to clout with that or to run with that or to praise that like publicly. That's not a good look. All he has to do is ignore it though. That's all he has to do, ignore that. And then people get to say, you know how it is in the street when they say like you don't give yourself your name, somebody's supposed to give it to you. It's the same thing. Tsu Surf could ignore it and then let the world continue to see like, oh, when I listened to his last song, he talked about this and that and ops and boom, 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 boom. Shit, one of his ops came out and said, yo, he was gonna do something, but you know, somebody's in back. Right? Stupid moment, especially with the cameras. But you're on camera admitting to this. And you're calling it out from the paperwork. So I just don't understand what the motive was for that video. So, you know, I could have turned that into a like, yo, sir, like I look more at the other guy. You know, I would feel more like, damn, what the fuck, Surf? If Surf showed me or the public that that's what he was on, like coming home and just acting ignorant and not trying to save his own life and provide for himself, his children, and his family the right way. And keeping himself, you know what I'm saying, in the right space, given the type of opportunities that he had and has. That's going to be a parallel, I think, to his music, his pain, his messages. And even I'm not gonna take it back. I said the other day, I said, yo, I like his pain music, but at the same the one we played the Wyclef shit, but I said at the same time, I need that ignorant shit from Surf too. I'm still a hip hop nigga, man. I need that ignorant shit too. You know, and you just give him more validity to it. All he's got to do is carry himself in a genuine manner that doesn't turn people off. Because people, once again, they like a comeback story. You know, Rocky, you got your ass whooped, and now here you are coming back again for your rematch. You know, you've made some mistakes. You sat down. You went through controversy before, even while you were sitting down, you went through controversy. Now here you are, and we're watching you start to get into a winner's lane. And that is something that I think people identify with. People like to support stuff like that. So I don't know if that's an attempt to fuck him up, or I don't know, or I don't know, I don't know. But we'll leave it there. That's my take on seeing that video going around. All right. I need that. I'm never gonna lie to y'all. Like that ain't a biggest piece of my listening when I'm in my music mode. Be like, well, he's talking this positive shit. Cut that nigga off. I need my ignorant shit, B. Fuck is y'all talking about? I don't want to hear that whack ass soul shit all the time, man. Anyway, all right, let's move on. I got a clip of Smack that I want to play. I got a clip of Smack. Let's pull this up. Shout out to the Danza Project over there working as always. I'll get on the small screen again. We're bringing these back now that we're doing live. I haven't been on a small screen. It feels like 7 months. All right, Smack, it's on you.
Get out here and get it. I said that to say this, right? Like everybody revealed themselves to me. I feel like inevitably, if you have more and more conversations, people will reveal the truth to you. A lot of people want to put it in the atmosphere. Oh, well, Smack isn't taking care of me. These people aren't taking care of themselves. Anybody who...
I'm not supposed to take care of nobody, man. I got 2 kids that I'm supposed to take care of. Those are my only dependents with, you know what I mean? The family around me. I got my own dependents. You understand what I'm saying? That I'm personally responsible of taking care of. I'm not, listen, the only thing I could provide you is opportunity to get a bag. If you with me, you get this bag that I'm offering. If you don't, then you know what I mean? I got 10 other that's gonna take that bag, man. I with you, so I called you. I called you first. I called you first. What you gonna do? If you don't want it, all right, I'm going to my next nigga.
It's real.
And my niggas love me too, and they gonna appreciate it and they respect it. So if I call you, it's because I with you.
Yeah, it looked like Smack had a few shots in that joint. Shout out my drunk uncle.
And shout out the battle rap trap as well. All right. Let's just jump to the immediate. No lies detected. That's one of the truest things I've heard Smack say in a while. We're all different, all right? We all express ourselves differently. Like, Organic talks his way. Beasley talks his way. Smack talks his way. I talk my way. Every league owner, right? Everybody talks the way that they talk. Sometimes, as much as we can be different or sound different, we might have some shit that we all agree on. And this is one of those occurrences, okay? This is one of those occurrences. Which one, highly favored? Because I got like 3 different laughs. I got one where it hits me in the chest too hard, and the high pitched one. I got like 3 or 4 different laughs. I ain't gonna lie. But nah, this is one that I think all ego. Fuck y'all. Nah, I'm not saying fuck y'all niggas, but I'm saying fuck y'all. Yo, see, here's the thing, people. I get it. If you want to create a debate about a topic like this, you know what people do? They always go back to the beginning and who was there with you. That's what they try to do. Day ones. I got day ones. I'm talking about people I break bread with. People we support each other's family. We made money together. We saved each other's lives. We jailed together. And there's still a level of independence and expectation that we don't put on each other. You know, if one of my closest people loses his crib today, yeah, I got a guest room for you. And, I'm going to help you out. Or I got some money on the tail or whatever. I'm here to help, right? But the level of battle rap, when a Smack says that, the thing is, all league owners that are well versed in how this shit really happens behind the scenes, you're dealing with some, not all, battle rappers where it's not like, oh, I got all this going on, and you and I have an expectation of each other based on what we both bring to the table. You literally have people in battle rap that act like they're not grown men and women. They act like children, as if they don't eat tonight unless the league owner continues to book them, promotes them, pushes their career, gives them the matchups that they want, pays them the bags that they want, puts them on all the big cards. Niggas that act like they talk and they move like, I'm not eating tonight. Or you didn't book me, or you took me off the card, or you chose somebody else, or I wasn't beneficial, or whatever. You just took money out of my children's mouth. And then the reality of this shit is, if I, as a league owner, without force, without doing something illegal, without putting my hand in your pocket, knocking you the fuck out, pulling a gun on you, or like literally, without doing something like that to you. If I can stop you from feeding yourself or your family, this isn't just battle rap, but it's prominent in battle rap. So that's why it's a battle rap topic. If I can stop you, battle rapper, from eating, you have a problem that far exceeds RBE or URL or King of the Dot or Bags and Bodies or fucking We Go Hard or Trap House or Battle Academy. You have a problem that far exceeds that. But we know who these people are as the league owners. Where it's just like, yo, my car isn't on the road. I told you, I broke that story down one time about Verb. I was outing him because I was like, fuck him, because we was into it. Like, yo, I'm trying to put my car back on the road. I was like, what? He told the story like ARP, and you know, anyway, let me save the story. Let me save the story. It's not worth it because I'm not at Verb. You know what I'm saying? Like I want me and Verb to leave each other the fuck alone. And so let me save the story. Even though I would have just been referencing, I would have been dissing, but I'll still leave it alone for right now in this moment. Fuck it. But the point is, like, niggas were really, I literally have dealt with a lot of situations, not even like that you can count on one hand, like a lot of situations where the holidays, it's birthday shit, it's Mother's Day shit, it's things involving your children, it's your the roof that's over your head, it's feeding yourself, it's your car being on the road, it's your freedom. And that I definitely don't want to put in the same bucket as all the other stuff, because it's like motherfuckers could be really taking care of themselves out there doing their thing, moving around, boom, boom, boom. They get jammed up on some bullshit, and then you might help with bail or whatever. I mean, like, but it's just such a long list of shit where it's just like, yo, I'm not supposed to be responsible for this. Now, because niggas be coming up together, breaking bread together, moving up the ladder together, that's one thing that I was just always like that too. You know, like let's say you got a boss, you got an underboss, you got a John Gotti, you got a Sammy the Bull, you got a Consigliere the Air, you got the Hitmen, and let's say the whole crime family, they start getting into extortion and all this and real estate, and they all start going up, right? You still had people that was beneath some of these guys, but you have to create these opportunities, and you have to go up and branch out and have your independence as well. When things move up, and nothing lasts forever, when things go up, you don't leverage your resources. For example, like let's say you're a day one RBE person, okay? If early years, I'm putting Oops as a main event or a co-main event or with a top tier matchup for the first 4 years of RBE, right? And we just doing shit like that. So, or a better example is gyms, even though I could use it for Oops because of the things that he spun off into. But a better example is gyms. We do all this building up and presentation and working together on both of our rides. You know, now RBE continues in a certain path and becomes one of the best platforms ever in battle rap. And gyms got to a point where he kind of like stopped battling. But all of this down here on his rise, along with other people that was in his favor, what did he do? He went and created a YouTube channel. And if he's been blogging for like, let's say 4 or 5 years now, if you total all that up, I don't know if Jims has made more totaling his YouTube career as a blogger than he's made as a battle rapper. That's what I mean about taking your come up and rise with people and putting something together for yourself as well. And people don't do that. They think that person that you're associated with or tagged with or books you or fucks with you is going to do for you forever. But that person got his own shit. That person got his own ups and downs. That person got to take his own children to the hospital for they fucking they checkups and shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is in battle rap. And I got stories for days, no, weeks, months. I got stories. But all league owners deep down inside feel that way. It might have took a couple cups of liquor for Smack to say something like that, maybe. You know, because when you're trying to be politically correct, league owners, they use that word. They throw the word culture around all the time. Battle is too. I'm doing it for the culture. All right, so then don't take a check then, fucker. Oh, all right, shut up. Do it for free. Shut up. For the culture, the culture, the culture, the culture. The fuck out of here. Get the fuck on. Like, y'all are not getting brownie points by I'm doing it for the culture. You ain't doing shit for the culture. Because you wouldn't be doing it if you didn't get paid. You're not a nonprofit. You're not doing community service for free. Nobody's doing that shit. No top tiers are battling for free and all this type of shit. No league owners are trying to book all out free events and all this shit and just continue to just give shit away unless you're retired ARP. And that's a lie too, because even I monetize on YouTube. You know, like I gotta get something back. Jesus. You know, so that's all fuck shit. That's all bullshit. When we're politically correct, we want to say, yeah, especially if you was a day one or if you're from the golden era or you put bricks in the pavement and all this type of shit. Yeah, well, forever. But that's just not the world, man. So why should it be like that in battle rap? That's not the world we live in. You know, I'll end it right here. Last night I'm having a conversation at the dinner table with my two little ones, and the conversation was based. My son wants to play ball, and he's being offered an opportunity to do like a tech related class in his school, and he chose orchestra. Now, one of the reasons he chose orchestra again is because he got a bunch of his boys that's in the orchestra class and they get to play around. He learned the violin, my son. He knows how to play the fucking violin. And he learned that like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago from school and being in orchestras. He's fucking incredible with it. It's like, damn, I remember when he couldn't do shit. Now this, you know? But some of the reasons why we think he joined orchestra is because it's easy, it's fun, his friends are in it. It's not like an academic type of class, like a fucking science or calculus and math. And, you know, so, but you're young. I would have been the same at your age too. You want the easier fucking route. You like water. All kids are like water. They're going to find the easiest route through the crevice sooner or later. It just takes time. That the kids are literally like water. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I'm having a conversation. Like, you got to understand, pops will always support your dreams. They're dreams. Some dreams come true and some don't. Now, if you want me to go on ChatGPT and pull up the probability of every state, how many people that want to go to the NBA or play basketball or play for high school basketball make it to the NBA? Look at the probability. Look at the percentage. Look at the numbers. Look at what you're up against. You could be great and you can never be discovered. It's like Jay-Z talking about that kid on the fucking cereal box. So it's not easy to be the next Lamar Jackson or Steph Curry. It's not easy. But some of these careers, some of these trades, learning the world of finance, the world of real estate, things that are always here, the world of tech, things that are built off of math, some of these careers, not jobs, careers. You know, I remind my kids to keep their eggs in multiple baskets. And I push it so much because I wasn't like this, and y'all not gonna be like this neither. You're not gonna be some trust fund kid where when it's your time to fly, you have this safety net of your parents, even when you're 30 years old. No, you're gonna be forced to go out and get it the same way I did. So if I could teach it to my kids, if that's my expectation of my own kids, I tell them I'm not your safety net. Why the fuck should I be some battle rapper's safety net? Doesn't mean we don't support each other. Doesn't mean we don't fuck with each other. Doesn't mean I don't got your back. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to do favors for you and you're not going to do favors for me. But I'm talking about when Smack says the word dependent, there are people in battle rap that believe that league owners are supposed to be their fucking guardians. And that's what it's... In Surf's words from Hip Hop is Real. It ain't happen. Anybody catch that reference? If you're having this, all good. Throwback shit. All right. What happened? Who's not? Me? You better be talking to each other. Made of gold is Y'all good? Everybody good in the chat? My daughter, law, doctors, lawyers, veterinarians, firemen, police officers, all this type of stuff. My daughter is doing court stenography kids. Fire. Fire. Because that opens you up to the whole world of legalities. Do you want to be a lawyer? Do you want to be a prosecutor? Do you want to be the defense attorney? Do you want to be a judge? Do you want to be a, somebody that's an investigator? Yeah, all of this stuff that ties in, like, it's a whole system of jobs around the legal government and world. Do you want to write laws? Do you want to adjust laws? Do you want to be in government? Like, it's a lot. It's a lot of spin-offs of this type of stuff. You tried it? So that's beautiful. That is fucking beautiful, B. All right, don't have me up here getting all sobby now over the little ones, man. I know there's a lot of parents in the chat. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to y'all. All right, let's move on to ASAP Rocky. We still got a bunch left. All right, let me move a little bit faster for y'all. Let's move a little bit. All right, this one right here I thought was funny for him to finally address it ever since ever since that. But what is the title of this one? ASAP Rocky on Drake being caught up on Riri is super weird. Let me just play the clip.
Let's stay with Drake first. We'll come back to Osiris. You took his girl.
I didn't. He wasn't. Look. Look, I'll let you tell it. If that's what you want to say, fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
It's like football. If you fumble and the star player pick it up, you can't really be mad.
You said it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
By the way,
I think really and truly, it's weird that everybody done moved on with their lives and motherfuckers is still strung up on that shit. It's just bugged out to me, you know what I'm saying? And the weird internet antics and the smear campaigns and all that, we see right through that shit. That's why I just be like, oh, I ain't responding to that. That's fair. That shit come and go. You know what I'm saying?
So when he dropped Iceman and he said, your girl didn't post your album,
that's stupid.
but then you still went to number one. Wait. We have to
wait, let me say this.
Okay.
This is the problem, though. If she would have posted my album, everybody would have been like, you only went number one because your girl posted, She not on my fucking album. You know what I'm saying? What single she supposed to be posting? She posted my album.
Right.
After it went number one.
Wait, but can I just do something real quick? Hold on. Give it up for a number one album.
Thank you.
So if you're Drake, do you feel, are you salty about Rihanna, especially if you were with her before ASAP, possibly, right? As a man, not just a man in general, but as a man that has access to 1 million women and has probably been with hundreds since Rihanna, notable women too, dope women too, to still act like that over Rihanna, it is weird. They say Rihanna's dope as shit out there though. You know what I'm saying? And she's a billionaire and she's beautiful and her personality seems to be extremely dope. So I guess from a grounded standpoint, you could look at it like The One That Got Away, aka the song that was supposedly dedicated to her, the best I ever had, right? Metaphorically speaking, right? The one that got away. But the whole thing of, where's she at? I was caught up in that with Iceman too. I thought it was a funny ball. I thought it was funny in the video. I keep doing it. It's catchy. But when you really, really think about it, this shit don't fucking apply. And Jay, I already had it loaded. I already had the shit up here, as you see. All right. Let me give me some of this little fire for a second. Let me get some. My shit. Shout out to my West Indians. Hey, it's Rihanna. We tuned in. I don't know what's up with dude in the background. I don't know what that's supposed to be about, but we tuned the fuck in. It's Rihanna. So the thing about ASAP and Rocky, if you ask me, it's never been like that, Drake. You know, like he's never been hidden in the shadows this whole fucking time. Like they've always been a public couple. You know, they're always she's at his shows. They do public engagements. They go to fashion shows together. They do red carpets together. I see Instagram videos of them in their private home coming out of them messing around and joking around and all this type of shit. You know, the thing I respect about ASAP is ASAP knows, like ASAP is a brand. ASAP is a big name in the industry, right? But he is this big to Rihanna. And I feel like ASAP is a secure enough man that he always was able to just say, okay, cool, it's all good, but that's my woman. And that's when you could see a man that's not insecure. That's when you could see a man is just like, even if he's has $100,000, he got more than that. But even if he has $100,000 and she has $1 billion, he possibly could wear the pants in the house. Like we be seeing the videos of them at the fashion shows, whatever. Remember that video? He talking to some chick on the side. Rihanna walks up with an attitude. Like, you talking to her? Like who you talking to? Her? Like ASAP still move like, yeah, like I'm a king in this house and you a queen. You know what I'm saying? And we see the whole public, and it's just like that's where it comes off like hate, right? That to me, like the whole where she at because she didn't post. When ASAP really gives an excuse of like, then if I go because she posted, y'all gonna say because she got 1 billion fans. You gotta believe it because they do everything else fucking publicly. I'm surprised they don't got a sex tape out of some shit. They do everything else publicly. So he's not no hidden in the weeds husband, baby. They got how many kids together? What are we talking about here? Like, I'm like tripping on myself. Like, yo, Drake, I fell into that song a little bit too. It's like, it was catchy. It's fucking catchy, but come on, man. When you got somebody, you got somebody. When they for you, they for you. And as far as being a celebrity and being a public couple, they've been a public couple forever. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. Like Drake, your album's doing good. The song is doing good. So it's hard for me to, if y'all look at the thumbnail, it's hard for me to give you a loss on that. But I can give you a loss on Rihanna. All right? Only Drake could answer if he wants to be 50 years old and single. Only he can answer that. All right? So if you guys are going to continue to send shots at each other for the next 20 years over Rihanna, so fucking be it. It's Rihanna. I'll cut both y'all some slack. Fuck it. Let's move on. I don't got a lot of time to spend on that. Rouse and 50 Cent. So this is over Rick Ross's album. Did anybody listen to his album? I didn't complete his album. You want to know why? Because I started to play it. It didn't catch me a certain way. It didn't feel like it was living up to most of his albums. And I didn't spin the block to play it again and finish it. I'm probably only like 50% through the album. So if you ask me, what's your thoughts on the Rick Ross album? I'm just like, I'm cool on it. I'm not, it's not a replay one. And then the results come in, the feedback comes in, and now you see Rick Ross start saying things like, I'm doing it for the long run. Homie, you're super successful, but if the music fails, the music fails. Or if the album fails based on your stature in the game, it's okay. It's okay. But all this, I'm doing it for the long run. This is when people start finding ways to cop out and cop please and do their spin shit online. And you got 50 kicking at him and drumming it up. So Rick Ross is finding his little avenues to talk shit. But we see through it. We see through it, buddy. Like, relax.
As I said on my story yesterday, 22,000 the first week, 20 the second week. Those drastic fall-offs, guys, that you see with a lot of those other artists is when the numbers are inflated. The bots. To me, the new flex is no bots. Keep it genuine. Keep it pure. Let the music fight any battles. You understand? Come on now. This the biggest boss. I'm letting niggas know. Do the long game, baby. That's how we hustling. That's how we winning. We here 20 years later. You know what I'm saying? Those G-Unit sneakers gonna be in Costco, baby. I like the Lloyd Banks ones better than all the other ones. The other niggas ain't even got no sneakers. But 50, your Lloyd Banks is on high top sneaker. And since the Freeport shit ain't happening no more, you know what I'm saying? You can focus on the sneakers. And for example, same people with all these followers.
He is funny though. I ain't gonna lie. Same unit's gonna be at Costco. They're still in stores though. Just- I'm trying.
Sell other products outside of the music. Why their sneakers can't sell? Why their alcohol can't?
The nigga talk about his album and his show not selling out. He bring it up. Why yes? He bring it up 50's old ass sneakers. Yo, your man Ross is a trip,
Sell. Why this can't sell? Nigga, if you genuinely gotten a gazillion people that could do this with your music the first week, why everything else you do outside of music is unsuccessful? Now, the new flex is no bots. You the boat, nigga. That's what Ricky Rose is. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? What's your favorite 3 songs on Steady Stone?
I don't know.
305, we in Mr. Jones tonight. And if Ricky Rose.
Speaking of dependence, see a lot of interviews from Gunplay. I don't know if he missed some promises. I don't know if they were. I don't know. There's probably some things maybe that Gunplay is justified for, but at the same time, seeing him just continue to do all these interviews, just throwing Rick Ross under the bus, it's just something about it just don't feel right. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you got to capitalize. I know you're gonna blame how Rick Ross pushed them, the labels. Maybe we'll say that for a different topic, but I just felt relevant hearing Rick Ross talking about, and he's doing all this flossing and balling, and there's people that came up with him. But are you responsible for everything? Especially if they had opportunity. That's the debate.
In Mr. Jones, that mean the Empire and Mr. Jones. That means South Beach Brewing, Mr. Jones, Luke Belair, Original Bamboo. And when I say the Empire, I mean the Empire. We still celebrating my latest body of work set in stone. Listen to that right now. It's causing so many motherfucking discussions because they say Ricky Rose, I done broke the rule book. They saying the counting system broke, and they saying I broke it. And what's most important to me is the music that I deliver to the streets. You know what I'm saying? Over the next year, it's gonna be told who released the best album and the best body of work. But to me,
Ross, before I give too much of an attitude right now, you know what I need to do, especially as a hip hop guy that is a big fan of Rick Ross's albums and his music. I'm gonna finish the album because I'm listening to him, and part of me is like, get the fuck on with your bullshit. If it's a bad album, it's a bad. You missed. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't even finish it, so I'm gonna do my due diligence. I'll be back on that, but you're pissing me off a little bit watching it. I'm just gonna save it because overall, music wise, he's one of them guys.
Me, that's what's most important. You feel me? What's your favorite?
Really pissing me off. All right. LOL, I'm sorry this is from 50 Cent. LOL, I'm sorry it's over. Can't fake it forever. Come on, see, and this is where I be so fucking fair. Come on, 50. What you mean fake it forever? You talking about the CO shit? That shit got exposed 20 years ago. It might have been 20 years ago. Like, what do you mean can't fake it forever? The guy's already more rich than you as far as what's coming out from reports. If you look up right now, the worth of 50 Cent and Rick Ross has 50 Cent. I'm not saying everything is always reported. I'm not saying that every article or ChatGPT or Forbes article is accurate, but Rick Ross has been getting to it. Then he just built his Star Island joint. I'm just saying. 50, you can go do Yankee Stadium, say we'll support. Well, I'll be there. I'll probably pull up, but come on, man. Come on, it's not bullshit with the whole can't fake it forever. His image been got by. The CO and the Rick Ross. The real Rick Ross came home and sued him. Nobody cares. Changed his name to Rose on a couple albums for a minute, won the lawsuit. Nobody cares. Rick Ross won with his music. And he stayed consistent with that whole boss fucking image and shit. And he won. He already beat the game. So let's be real. All right. This one's gonna be short, then I'm gonna get into Dark Low. Real short. The shortest one of the stream. What do I see here? Pooh Shiesty's FDO is now certified platinum. The song is registered to Gucci Mane's 1017 label. So remember when we was like, yo, everybody's gonna go run up his streams right now because your name is hot after that whole you getting arrested for fucking kidnapping, pulling a gun, robbing, and all this type of shit of the boogeyman himself, Gucci Man. Your music's gonna go up. And who's eating off of it? Gucci. Gucci's eating off of this shit. But is this true? I haven't went and confirmed it. Say Cheese is a pretty significant platform. I'm not saying that they're always right, but look at this. Gucci Man is releasing a new Pooh Shiesty album this Friday. If a new Pooh Shiesty, you know what? We'll do a 5-second due diligence real quick. A Pooh Shiesty album dropping. It better not be, man. We'll do a 5-second due diligence. All right, that's the Say Cheese post. Pooh Shiesty releases new song from his upcoming what? Is it him himself? Is this indie? Is the contract still gonna make sure that Gucci Man gets what is release date for new album? But it's saying Pooh Shiesty is releasing. It's not saying Gucci Man. Yeah, it's on hip hop news as well. It's all over the place. Pooh Shiesty is currently behind bars, although he is about to release his next studio album, All Eyes on Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty is currently in jail and he waits blah 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 for Rob. We know that. Tell me about the music. Despite all of this, Shiesty is still looking to make new music. In fact, earlier today he released his latest song, Last Man Breathing. Okay, if it's released by Gucci, that could just be banked up on hard drives, right? That would make sense to me. If it's brand new shit, newly recorded, that's what Tory Lanez has been doing. He's making music from prison, and the technology, the engineering, the mastering of it makes it sound like he's out. He's doing shit over the phone and whatnot, and he's not the first to even do it, but Tory Lanez has been killing that. So I don't know. This post on Say Cheese saying that and even contractually, even if Pooh Shiesty puts it out himself, contractually does Gucci Man still eat? That shit is insane, B. That shit is really insane. I'm gonna keep that show. We're gonna drop that right there. Dark Low. Do I have any Philly folks in the building? Philly, are y'all with me? Philly. This is also where we're gonna play a track. And I told y'all got to be on the live streams for the live reactions, because if we ever get any copyrights when the stream is over, that shit is coming out. You have to be here live to catch the Lisa song. Any Dark Low fans in the chat? Any OBH fans in the chat? I'm not the biggest OBH music fan, like them as a collective. There's a couple of them niggas. Leak Moss is nice. Shout out to News. I fuck with News. AR Ab got some shit. Mud Music and his all. AR Ab got a lot of joints when you think about it. A lot of features. But to me, the best guy to ever come out of OBH is Dark Low. Dark Low, of course. He went and sat down, witness intimidation. But before he went and sat down for witness intimidation related to the whole case involving AR Ab and all that, he had some allegations. He had telling allegations. Now, maybe the spearhead, the person most vocal about that, was somebody that has a lot of street credibility and has a reputation in Philly, which is Leak Moss, the brother to AR Ab. You know, I guess you can call a boss or the underboss or whatever the OBH, because OBH has had that music presence, but they've always had that street presence, that Philly presence, right? And I think they had a lot of other rappers probably felt pressure from them, to be honest. I think OBH was very strong out there. You know, a bunch of them have passed away or in jail now. Of course, the leader Ab is locked up. Dark Low is not a part of OBH anymore. Leak Moss don't really do music too much, you know, so it just feels like it's been shattered, you know. But those allegations on Dark Low coming from somebody like Leak Moss hurt bad. Then you had other people like Pretty Flock doing interviews and other members, even TV Bay, who's not OBH. I remember him doing an interview. The title of it, I think, is like, you know, I don't trust Dark Low after what happened, because in the paperwork, from what I never read the paperwork myself. That's my disclaimer. But from Leak Moss, there was like 3 things that I remember that was in the paperwork that was just like, it made Dark Low look real bad as per Leak Moss. One was Dark Low saying, "I'll be better for y'all out there," which people are gonna interpret as you're working. Like telling, like if you're in an interview with detectives in the box having a conversation, and you tell them, "I'll be better for you out there than in here," that means you're potentially offering them information. Like I could help you guys out there in the streets amongst the wolves than in here locked up where you already got your man because they're behind bars. That was spooky. And Leek Moss was right about that when he pointed it out. The second thing that I remember was saying that Taz, which was one of the alleged shooters in the case, right? Sold drugs for Dark Low. Now, even if you feel like Taz is already incarcerated and you're telling on yourself or whatever, or he's not being charged with this stuff, sitting down and telling a detective that asks you about some of these people, you say, "Oh, him, yeah, how you know him? Well, you sell drugs for me." That's not correct. It's not correct to do. All right. And the third one that I remember that Leek Morris was putting out there a lot was putting bodies on Taz. And they had even a square off on live, Dark Low and Leek Morris, where they got into an argument. Leek Morris ended up threatening him at the end, "I'll break your jaw," and all this type of stuff. And then Leek Morris kind of went on a camp, like he was answering about it in interviews, talking about Dark Low. At times he's calling him a rat. He was doing Instagram lives, calling Dark Low out of his name. He dropped a diss song. It was bad. Since then, though, I feel like within like the last year, Philly, even including Leek Morris, have like eased up on Dark Low. It feels like the vibe is pretty much, and the only reason I know all this shit is because I followed the Philly music scene and battle rap scene since I was a pup. You know what I'm saying? And I fuck with Dark Low's music so much, and I also always followed OBH. But the vibe over like the last year, even from like Leek Morris, people have started to say, "Dark Low, you said things that you wasn't supposed to say, but we're not gonna call you a rat because you didn't put nobody in jail." Now, me, I gotta stand on things I've said on the channel over a year past ago when we talk about this type of stuff. I don't like when people say that. I don't like when people say you're only a rat if you put somebody in jail. Now, I keep giving the example. If I walk into the precinct and I say, "Yo, such and such is on the corner doing something, blah, 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 every night, some illegal activity," and I walk out the precinct and the detectives never go lock that person up. They never use my information. I'm not a rat? Sure I am. Sure I am. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to get arrested to be a rat. Actually, don't even have to be involving police to be a rat. You could rat to a fireman. You could rat to a principal. You could rat to your mother. You could rat to your father. You could rat to somebody else's parents. Who took the candy? Jimmy took it. Rat. Shut up. Neither one of us was about to get in. They teach us this as a kid. You could rat to all different types. It doesn't have to be a cop. It doesn't have to be a detective. It doesn't have to be a judge. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird how people switch things around. But I'm saying that outside of Dark Low. I think the vibe around Dark Low has been like, we don't agree with the things he said in there, but we're not labeling him like that. Cool. You know what I'm saying? That's a Philly thing. I don't live out there. That's a Philly thing. I've been anticipating his music ever since he got home. And when he came home, saw a video of him getting out of a car. Look like he had his paperwork with him, folder of some papers, whatever. He gets out. He gives a little quick, and he keeps walking, and he looked frail as shit. Now, we know that I think he's had a kidney replaced. I think he said Freeway helped him go through the motions of that once upon a time. Dark Low had a lot of health issues, so that could be one of the reasons why he went from looking like this husky, you know what I'm saying, to now looking like a frail. It could be health related, but I thought because his health and his image and his reputation being tarnished, that's what kind of put him into seclusion when he came home. So I haven't heard anything about him. I've even tweeted at times, "Yo, Philly, anybody from Philly? Is Dark Low? Has he done any music, doing anything that I don't know about?" And finally, he's been home for over a year, it feels like. Finally, he's activating. We're seeing some interviews and we're seeing some music. But is it Dark Low? I'm talking to Philly right now. Is it Dark Low? So I'll pull up some new shit that came out. This one, for example, Dark Low performs "Keep Calling" at the Made of Gold LP party. He had a listening party recently. I watched a lot of that footage. It came out 2 days ago. All right, so listen to this track.
man. You know what I'm saying? I already know who my audience is, so I'm taking the pro artists for the streets. You know what I mean? It's for the kids only. It's for the niggas in jail. It's for the moms who lost a son. You know what I mean? So I'll take that same approach. You know what I mean? V-Don sent the beats over, and that shit was it, man.
Because he called me bro. All right. I got three reasons why I feel like Dark Low has been his music is damaged. And I'm gonna play the Dark Low that I know in a second. I'm gonna play the Dark Low that I know. Reason number one, the whole telling allegation and what he said in there and allowing himself, even if he didn't say bad things and the paperwork was misconstrued, I think he said that himself on an interview. The fact that he's such a street nigga as per his image and being an OBH and all this and his background, him allowing detectives to interview him for like 2 hours or whatever, it's just, it looks crazy, to have a conversation that long with detectives. So I feel like the way his image was tarnished, I think that affects you as a rapper as well. And it also blends in with his whole presentation of being with OBH. So now when you're with OBH and when everybody looks at you as the right hand man to AR Ab and a shooter and you next up in Philly and everybody's scared of the movement and all this type of shit, when you lose that, the confidence of how the streets look at you, how you got the backing behind you. You got shit like nigga like Skinny Me that's in jail right now for murders. Like these are the people he really with the wolves. Like these are people around you, and you don't have none of that. It can change the way you rap a little bit because your confidence or what you think the fans might interpret you now after all the changes, it might change the way you rap, the way you sound, the way you write. So that's the first thing. That's the first thing. The second thing I'm gonna say is probably it might be the health thing. You know what I'm saying? And even his weight, like the heavier you are, sometimes it could change your voice a little bit. Like lose weight, don't sound as out of breath or whatever. But I think the third one is one of the biggest things, and he's been even before he went and sat down for a little bit. It's V-Don. I hate to say this, man. I hate to say this. If videos like this ever come across Dark Low, I know he would tell me to kick rocks because Dark Low and V-Don have done like multiple CDs together and they've done so much work together. Dark Low and V-Don does so much jazzy, slow walking type of production like what we were just playing. I don't think V-Don is good for Dark Low if the Dark Low of the past is the one that people gravitate towards more. He needs more up-tempo, more aggressive, more pushing beats. V-Don slows Dark Low down too much. Maybe Dark Low loves V-Don production because his delivery can match that type of shit. The pockets in between his bars. I seen a nigga while I'm driving. Now I'm back down to 9 like that type of gaps. Maybe. But I've never like even the Timeless CD for my Philly people that know what I'm talking about. There was a couple joints on there, like skydiving was cool, but the overall project of Timeless and everything he does with V-Don, it's just not the greatest Dark Low. Yeah, he's with the wrong producer to me to match his voice, to match his delivery, to match his content. This is the Dark Low that I know right here. This is the one. This is the one that he could put an album out right now for $100. I'll treat it like the Nipsey Hussle shit. Paid, proud to pay, 100%. Boy, that's the Low I know. You know what I'm saying? The American-made CD type of Low. I need him to switch off of V-Don or something. It's just not there, man. I really hope he can get back to some of what he was before he sat down. Just my take. That one's for Philly. That's an underground for Philly one. He's not a mainstream rapper, nothing like that. I need answers, man. I need answers. But all right, this is how I'm gonna take us out of here, people. I'm gonna play my favorite song that I listened to over like the last 2 weeks. Sounds like a short window, right? But I listen to a lot of new music. I put it on my Instagram recently. Actually, I used it as the instrumental to my last post. But Tory Lanez, he dropped another good body of work from prison. It's not a classic, but there's a lot of tracks on there, including this one. Nine Side Badman. Play this song, people. Or tell me if y'all haven't heard this before. Just remember where you heard it first. We out of here. We'll be back tomorrow about a similar timing on the Sorriest True side, where we get back to our legal breakdowns, our paperwork, our world of crime. Make sure y'all are here. What do we got tomorrow? I know there's gonna be some Nolan Wells updates. I saw the stream. What was it, the streamer right? Duke. I think he just got charged with murder. That one we're gonna bring up tomorrow. There's a bunch of things that we're gonna have to cover tomorrow. So be here live, but on the Sorry It's True channel, right? Anybody that doesn't know the Sorry It's True channel, hit the link in the description of every video, or just go into YouTube and type in Sorry It's True, or type in youtube.com/@Sorry It's True podcast. Okay. Yeah, I'm telling y'all right now. I'm not these other league owners or some of these niggas. I don't got two left feet. I could really dance my ass off. I ain't gonna lie to you. All right, I grew up dancing. Like, I could really dance. Once upon a time, I told y'all the sync of the music that I play isn't synced with what I hear and what I react to. So I could look like I got the kung fu mouth, or my bop could be look like it's off beat. I spent a whole weekend one time trying to see if I could like use other platforms other than what we're using right now, StreamYard or whatever. See if I could get a sync. I opened up cases with StreamYard. Support cases, they couldn't help me. It's not my connection. It's not. I just couldn't figure out how to sync when I play music with me. This is my first time playing music though without playing the audio in my headphones. You see, I haven't been using my headphones lately. I made a tweak about that, so even my audio now without my headphones is clear coming through for y'all. So that's a tweak I made. So if I cut this off and I'm in sync, like if when I was saying the words with Dark Low, if my words are in sync with his, it's over for y'all. I'm gonna start dancing all over the place, but I'm just off beat because of the syncing. So I don't give y'all too much of the, I can't give y'all too much of the, I can't. I'll bust out the kid and play on y'all, you know what I'm saying? If the shit was in sync, but I know that shit, people don't know that part. So I'm like, yo, when he's rapping, he's saying the words late, or his two-step is a little off of the beat. Like, that nigga, he got two left feet. No, I don't. I'll dance circles around some of y'all. Like, ladies, fuck off my dance floor. Y'all think I'm playing. Y'all think I'm playing. All right. My two-step is, listen, I got a lot of two-step arsenal to me. My two-step got like 50 variations. You ever heard somebody say some shit like that before? I'm getting up out of here. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss making decisions, my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
One of the toughest characters ever to bulldog his way
Welcome
into
to the house
the
of. Shout out to them.